Wrestle this and that. Wrestle this and that. And Brother Reed with Brother Don Juan who wrestle this and that. Wrestle this and that. We talk about wrestling, it's a fact. And Brother Reed with Brother Don Juan who wrestle this and that.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year.
How's it going, guys? That was the debut. We told you we are debuting our new theme song.
Theme song.
And there it was.
Wrestle this and
that.
And we're back with another new edition of Wrestle This and That.
Not just a new edition, but the first day of a new year.
First day of a new day.
2016.
2016. We're going to hope 2016, man, be a great year for everybody.
So, how did you enjoy your New Year, Rico?
Brother Rico worked. You know, I had to put the 8 hours in, and then they put another 8 hours on top of that, and they gave me double time. No doubt.
Nice. And
what you do, man?
I slept
hard.
Yeah, real hard actually. It went like this. I woke up. I got an oil change.
An oil change.
Yeah, it was a special day for my car. It needed one.
You need one.
And I got a haircut, rocking a new look.
That's why I'm wearing almost no hat. Like mine.
It kind of showed off a little bit. And then I decided that I was going to watch the semifinal college football playoff games.
You watch football.
And 17-16 and a half of Oklahoma and Clemson turned into like 37-17. And next thing I knew, I was dead asleep on my couch.
You knocked out cold.
And I woke up. It was 10:30.
That's pretty early, you know.
So at 10:30, I noticed that I did not miss anything in the other semifinal game. As I think Alabama won 38-0 over Michigan State, as people say, roll tide roll. And then I ordered some Sarpinos and I watched SmackDown.
Hey,
Happy New Year to me.
Happy New Year to him. He got smacked on New Year's with SmackDown.
Pretty nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring you recaps on Raw and SmackDown. But we're going to kick it off with Raw recap from the 12th to 18th of 2015.
Nice.
You know, Raw kicked off with Vince McMahon.
Again.
And Vince is bringing in the ratings, you know. So it pays to have the boss there every now and then. But Vince comes out and he calls out Roman Reigns. He said, Roman, get out of here. You know, and Roman comes out and whatnot, you know. And Vince decided he's going to belittle his family, Alpha and Sika, which is, one of them is his uncle and one of them is his dad. And Vince said some bad things. He said, hey, they work for me. I worked them every night. I used them, and I made good money.
He did.
He made good money off the Sika.
He also told Roman that, hey, it's time that you learn that I own this ring.
Mm-hmm.
I own that title.
The belt. He owns it.
Sooner or later, you're going to realize I own you.
No, and basically he does own everybody. But hey, you know, this time Roman did not like that. Especially, you know, Vince said some things that we can't say on this show.
Yeah, he said really something about when
it was bad.
Real soon, I'm going to make you put a nose bone through your nose.
Yeah. He said some things that we're not even going to get into. It was really wrong, and so we're gonna move past that. Vince really made his showed his color that night, trust me, because it was the Vince McMahon show. That's exactly what it was, because it was mostly focused on him. Anywho, he after that he tells Roman Reigns, you know, like you said, hey, I own you, and he said these real bad things about his family. And Roman got mad, and just like a 10-year-old kid on the school ground, he pushes him down.
He pushed him.
And Vince falls down, and then this is when the real acting kicks in, because Vince go, my neck, damn it, it's my neck. you know, Vince and that boy, he really poured that on big time. He had a bad neck, and all of a sudden it gets real good down the road. Next thing you know, you got Stephanie McMahon walking out, and she has police force behind her. So you knew something was up, you know. She gets in the ring and she said, police arrest this guy. He pushed down a 70-year-old man.
70-year-old man. And the police...
What did the police say?
They said, we're just here for backup security. We're not here to arrest anybody.
And they also said,
He said, you don't calm down, you're getting arrested.
you getting arrested. He said, I'm not going to arrest him. And you don't calm down, you get arrested. And Vince, his neck all of a sudden get better. He say, hey, you don't talk to her like that. And you don't talk to me like that. I'm Vince McMahon. And the guy said,
This girl said, I don't care who you are.
he didn't care. Even though Vince owned the ring and the building that night, he didn't care. So eventually they take Vince away. And he goes through the crowd and he goes out to the police car.
Well, remember, though, they took him away because Vince couldn't control himself.
Oh, yeah, Vince grabbed him, grabbed the guy in the
and then
chest
he said,
and whatnot.
he said,
you know?
I'm sorry.
He's sorry. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean it.
Yes, he did.
And
He
they
absolutely
were reading Vince's Miranda rights, and they said you have a right to an attorney. Oh, that doesn't apply to you.
No,
you have the right to remain silent. And Roman Reigns had a mic, like
he's just giggling like a 2-year-old kid back there. Yeah, tell him.
So Roman knew that he had got the upper hand in that situation.
Yeah, Vince get taken out, and Stephanie said, "You don't shove my dad. He shoved my dad. I'ma sue you." And then the best overacting in the world, Stephanie McMahon screaming, "Daddy, Daddy!" She's basically screaming like it was like 12, like 12. That's Stephanie saying that. That ain't Don. She actually said that. But the thing about it is, she acted like it was like 12 German shepherds mauling them up, you know? And nothing she could do about it, you know. Nothing she could do about it. Hilarious. It was so bad, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Overreacting, man. I'm telling you, that was the Vince McMahon show.
That set off a night that we'd rather probably forget about Raw. It was a tough night for Raw. We're going to go ahead and get into some of the matches now.
Well, our first match we kicked off with Kevin Owens versus Neville.
Oh, was I excited, man! I remember last time they put on a match. It was great. It was entertaining. This one,
and we're coming for match number 2 that was going to basically captivate us, but unfortunately, I think it was about 5 minutes long.
Man, I honestly I would love to have it timed. I know that I got up to boil water for ramen noodles, and I already heard
That's college food.
And I heard there was already a winner by the time I came back out.
It was over, like a 4-leaf clover. It was over. But you know, it went on something like this. 5 minutes is that Neville kicked Owens in the head, basically, and then Owens then he goes to the top for a red arrow. Excuse me, and Owens hit the rope and he falls down. And he falls pretty hard, too. He tends to fall hard when someone hit that rope. I mean, really hard, man, but I guess that's good acting, I guess. After that, man, Owens goes for the powerbomb, and he beat Owen with a roll-up.
The promo of the night should have been called Monday Night Roll-Up, as you'll figure out
Everybody's
a little
beat
bit
by
later.
roll-up,
It seemed like it was a roll-up type of win. So Neville gets the win over KO
quick
in again
record time.
Minutes,
maybe
man.
a record time. It may be a record time. You never know.
No, dude, it wasn't as quick as Ultimate Warrior and Honky Tonk Man, where he just bounced off the ropes. And then I think even Mick Foley, won a fight in 7 seconds.
Well,
remember, he just rolled somebody
what
up.
What really hurt
Honky
Tonk, I hate to get off of it, is that jumpsuit he had on. You know, if he didn't have a jumpsuit on, he'd have kicked out. He was bad, yeah, no doubt. And the hair was bad too. But besides that, but you know, the excitement happened after that, because after that, Owens just went berserk.
He snapped.
He grabbed Neville's and he threw him against the barricade twice. After throwing him against the barricade twice, he said, "You know what? It's the holiday season. I'm gonna crack on nuts." And he picked him up. And he put him leg first between the post and right in it. And then after that, he grabbed him and he slammed him viciously to the mat head first. And then he just beat the living crap out of him. If he didn't crap on himself after he got leg first through the pole. But anyway, beats the living crap out of him. And then after that, you hear Dean Ambrose comes out, and Dean Ambrose wants to save. He wants to help out Neville because he don't want him beat up. You don't want to beat up, but
Well, he
unfortunately-
also has if anyone's going to send it to Owens, it's going to be the Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose.
Well, that's true. But anyway, he leaves, and next thing you know, out come Ambrose for the save to help Neville out. But unfortunately, he gets the upper hand on Owens, and Owens decides he's going to leave. He said, "I had enough. I'm running away," and he walks off. But that's not the end of Owens, as you will see further down the road.
Oh, no.
Overall, to build this matchup between these guys, hopefully, because we have no matches at Royal Rumble yet, hopefully it will be a Royal Rumble match for the Intercontinental Championship between these two guys. But as we say, we don't know anything about Royal Rumble besides Big Show is the number one entry.
At this point, we didn't even know that, but now we do.
Yeah. Well, thanks to Big Show. Big Show said it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're going to get to that part here in a little bit. So.
Yeah. Well, overall,
Spoiler alert, Big Show's
no
in the
doubt,
Rumble.
no, definitely. I like doing it. I like throwing some little spoilers out there. But overall, the action at the end basically made the match for me.
Save that segment.
Yeah, because if that was just it, then that would have been horrible. This guy is coming off of beating almost everybody he gets in the ring with, and not really running away some of the time. But to have him just get rolled up and pinned like that, and then that's it, that would have been horrible. With Dean Ambrose coming out and saving the day, it's just going to make it even better. Okay, second match. Two of our favorite ladies.
Absolutely.
Mine happens to be Sasha Banks, and yours?
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. These are two beautiful young ladies
Absolutely.
that has great chemistry with one another, puts on great matches, and unfortunately, they didn't put on a good match this Monday.
Right.
I didn't see him put on a good match. A lot of people didn't see him, as you heard on Facebook and YouTube, that they didn't really put on a good match. But it just seemed like they were blotching every move there was. They even, of these two, got boos from the crowd unexpectedly. And I think that's when they really start messing up. They kind of was distracted by the crowd booing them, and it really affected them, and it affected the match overall. To me, it was just a drag-on match for both of them. Both of these ladies together, like I said, they have great chemistry, but they was lacking it that night. And next thing you know, Tamina distracts the referee. Naomi gives Becky a kick to the face. The best part of to the head, but the best part of the match was the ending when Sasha Banks hits the bank statement and locked in the bank statement. But Becky rolled through it, and she came home and got her with the disarmor. And then, of course, what's tonight famous for?
The Monday Night Roll-Up.
Monday Night Roll-Up. She rolls her up, get the 1, 2, 3, and my sister Sasha wins.
She pulled Becky's trunks.
She cheated a little bit.
But I had to go back and watch the match a couple times. I still enjoyed the match myself. I did think it was long.
Very
it was
long.
almost like a commercial break and a half. And it wouldn't have been. Probably no one would have thought anything about the length of the match if it would have been better. When I went back and watched it the second time, I did notice like the blotches and stuff, and it was a ruling crowd to begin with because it was in New Jersey and they don't really like anybody.
There you go.
Sasha came out and rocking her Patriots hat, and
and she was always looking good.
as always. And
as always, Sasha looks
and
good.
so it was a little bit disappointing because these are the two gals that have really propelled the Divas division as of right now.
Future.
And there are the two that probably will really have the bright 2016. And so again, like I didn't dislike the match. I think as much as you did. But after watching it a second and third time, I started noticing the blocks.
But I think I expect better. They always, like I said, they always put on great matches, and I just think it was the crowd, the arena, and where they were at just totally distracted them, and they just fell off a little bit. That's all. They're allowed to do that
every once in a while.
every once in a while, and it happened to be Monday Night Raw.
So Sasha gets the win. She keeps Team Bad's winning streak
Alive,
going in,
1
and
week straight.
So a nice job. And I think one of the things too about it, real quick before we go to the next match, is it kind of puts that scenario where Charlotte would probably be like, but Bex, you couldn't get the win. I wasn't there, and you do need me in the corner.
Play their little feud on and hopefully going into Royal Rumble.
So
we don't know what's going on in Royal Rumble. Okay. Third match, Kalisto versus Kofi Kingston. And, like, as always, these guys always put on a great show. And but these guys put on a great show. They go back and forth, as always. And Woods decide to interfere with Kalisto. He kick him off the apron into Big E arms. And Cara would say a high dive off the steps on both of them. Kalisto hit a Karana into the pin. And it was like a roll up in a way too. Also, it was
a good match. The chemistry between them are great. Kalisto gets the victory, and
2 weeks in a row.
And it started the next segment, which they were like, "Oh, the only reason why you won is because your boy Sin Cara helped you out." So now Sin Cara is going to have a match against Big E.
Big E, the big man.
The big man.
This was a good match also, until a bad spill that Sin Cara had coming off the apron. He fell and he dislocated his shoulder.
Well, he didn't just fall. Big E grabbed him by the leg. And
he fell off. He was pulled off, but he fell pretty hard and dislocated his shoulder. And he kept going with the match, though.
He did, and he had a really nice rolling senton bomb afterwards.
And you could tell it was affecting him.
You definitely could. The entire match, just holding his shoulder from that moment on. And they replayed it probably 5-6 times. And
they do that a lot.
See. Well, I think now they're like really that they want you to have an opportunity to see what happened.
But to me, it just plays on the injury of that person. If he wasn't okay, they wouldn't have showed it as much until after the fact. He was being okay, but with him being okay and still going through with the match, even with the dislocated shoulder, and whatnot, they decided to play it, and not like 18 times.
Yeah, it was a lot. Oh, it's like one more time. No, let's make this the last time. No, let's make this the last time. But I mean, you get the point. It was if you haven't seen it, YouTube it, check it out. It was a substantial injury, and it's a sad one.
Big E hits the big ending, and he ended Sin Cara. Sin Cara had to go back and put some ice on his shoulder and get looked at or whatnot.
And then later on that night, he found out that it was dislocated.
So he'll be out at least probably 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah,
hopefully in time for WrestleMania, hopefully in time for a Royal Rumble. Hopefully,
yeah,
it's a possibility. Then still not. Up next was the Holiday Miz edition, and before the Miz could get started, man. This was something that should have never even been on.
I totally agree with that.
You have all the has-beens, all the never-beens, all the never-will-beens in the ring from Ryback to Heath Slater to Goldust to R-Truth.
Zack Ryder.
All these guys saying they're going to have a big year 2016. And trust me, they're not going to have nothing.
No, you're not.
They will be lucky not to get a pink slip in 2016.
What I thought was the craziest part about this, like you said, you have Heath Slater, you got R-Truth, you got Goldust, you got all these guys that aren't going to go anywhere, and then, you had Ryback in the same ring with those guys.
And I was just saying he wasn't going anywhere.
So, that was wow, this guy, is just an Intercontinental Champion. You push him in a strong direction, and now you've got him in the ring against guys that
will never go anywhere.
And
then on top of it, let's say a little something positive about it. Keith Slater got the biggest pop out of all.
He did. Heath Slater got the loudest ovation.
He did. And then unfortunately, Big Show comes down
because he's a one-man band.
Yeah, he was a 3-man band, and then he lost 2 of his band members, or he joined another band, and now he's by himself. He's solo. Big Show comes down and just spoils everything.
Comes out across.
He comes out and Keith Slater gets in his, I don't know why you're here, and he knocks Keith Slater out. Just knocked the one-man band out of him, you know what I'm saying? And then, but the funniest part was R-Truth. R-Truth, he's going to knock the living crap out of R-Truth. R-Truth said, wait a minute. Wait just 1 minute. And then he punches himself and knocked himself out. And the crowd went crazy over that. They did. They went crazy over that. But Big Show said, no, you ain't going to get off that easy. And Show slammed him to oblivion. I'm telling you, that was about the funniest part of Raw. But I don't see why they was out there. That was just a waste of time.
You had the
filler time.
You had the crowd. You had the crowd chanting that to retire Big Show. And he's like, "Oh, you want me to retire? Well, how about this? I'm going to be the first entry into the Royal Rumble, and I'm going to win it.
But you know what?
I'm going to go on to WrestleMania. I'm going to get a
no one shot. Cared though. No one cared. No one cared. Number one entry. No one cared he was in the Royal Rumble, and people told you what they cared about. Retire. That's what they. You're not listening to the WWE universe. They say they do, but obviously they don't.
So he eventually even throws Ryback out of the ring, and then
the second bad moment happened. The second bad moment happened, and that was the setup of
a
match with Show and Ryback. And so you would think that the Big Show would show his dominance and why he will be the number one person in the Royal Rumble, but he decided he wanted to leave. He left. He walked out and got counted out. He said, "Nobody want to mess with him. It's right back. He wants to be fed more. I don't want him eating me." And he walked out and left.
He did. He just count out. So it was like, pointless. I think it was
a waste of time.
Yeah, I mean, Raw was rough, man.
Raw was raw. Raw was very raw.
Not anything really, even like you said. I mean, you basically dissected that match to T. You thought that Big Show get a showing because you're building him up as being a guy in the Royal Rumble, and he just ends up walking out and leaving, and that was just.
It was just chaos beyond people with people who's not going anywhere, and Big Show is in that group also. Trust me. He was only there because there was nobody really there to fill a spot. That's all it was, Our sixth match, man, was the Elite Nation taking on Ambrose and Usos. And I guess Vince is still trying to get this faction over because they won. Okay, they still want this faction to be strong, and they came in, and Ambrose was cleaning the house until he got distracted by Barrett. Now, understand, Barrett did not get in the ring. Because Barrett is still hurt. He has a bad neck. And if you notice, they never tagged him. And every time they would go toward him, he'd jump off the ring because he cannot be hurt. Vince got him out there just for the League Nation
just
to make
it look
the
cohesiveness.
Yeah, but if he get hurt, it's over for him. So his best thing to do is to stay away from anybody that's coming toward him. But as Barrett...
no Superman punches for him. He can't be in a Roman Reigns segment right now because Roman's just smashing anything that sets in his way. So,
when it's all said and done, Sheamus was tagged in and he missed a broke kick on Jey Uso. Jey Uso comes back with the super kick, goes on the top rope for a splash. Sheamus put the knee in him and then hits the broke kick for the winner. I mean, knocked his head off. And if you notice, the Usos has been losing for the past 3 weeks. And I thought they was going to push this team. At least that's what was told. But it seemed like they're getting beat every week, man.
Yeah, but the people that they have them losing to are the guys that they're really trying to push. I look for the Usos to get a good push now with Sin Cara's unfortunate injury that we talked about because the Lucha Dragons aren't going to be able to be in that picture, and they're going to need somebody in the tag team picture for the New Day. So I look for the Usos to still get their push. And but it was like you said. Right now, they have to try to make the League of Nations a dominant thing, and for the last 2 weeks now, they've done their thing. So it was a good match. I thought everybody in the match outside of, like you said, Barrett did do a nice job of representing in the ring, and like I said, you give the League of Nations a win. I don't really have a problem with that.
Yeah, well, I don't see them sticking together that much, but I guess while you got them together, might as well make it look good. I guess
looking good.
But the second most exciting thing happened. Someone unhooked Kevin Owens' chain because he came back out to Monday Night Raw, and my God, did he put a beating on Dean Ambrose so bad that he powerbombed him through the table.
He did.
And that was a massive powerbomb. And I think he was hurt.
Yeah, I think so
actually
too.
hurt.
I mean, you had did the announcers asking Dino if he was okay. And
I think he coughed up blood, didn't he? A little bit on the lips or something.
I had a look at it. We think. I mean, it could have been blood. Could have been Renee Young's lipstick. I don't really know.
Well, that is his woman. That is his woman. So
But,
she probably kissed him before the match.
But
going out there and get beat.
No, you're right. Kevin Owens came out vicious, and that's the side that really people like about Owens.
His aggressiveness,
his aggressiveness, and his viciousness.
Threw him to the steps, threw him through the barricades. He finished him off with a power bomb onto the announcer's table, man. And Ambrose was out. He did a number on him. And this is the Kevin Owens that was back in NXT. And this is the Kevin Owens that should have came in when he made his debut like he did with John Cena and kept it on the road. But somehow WWE decided they're going to cool him off a little bit. Well, they're going to lit a light up under his butt now. And this is the type of Kevin Owens we need to see. And this is the match we need to see at Royal Rumble.
Yep. He was definitely all about fighting. And as he likes to say, he turned the night into the Kevin Owens show.
He did, brother. He did. Raw was kind of slow.
And thank goodness he did, because if not, Raw would have been even worse.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Ambrose and Owens and those two segments that they had with them two, it wouldn't have lasted. Even with Roman Reigns being there, due to the fact that you have a world champion there that you don't even show off. Okay, Vincent steals the show. You see him just a little bit. He shakes his head, yes. And then at the end of the night, eventually you're going to see him. But there was really no World Heavyweight Champion there. Are you building him up for a match for Royal Rumble? And if you are, you're doing a bad job about it, because it was a Vince McMahon show. Main event, last match. Main event, the returning John Cena. John Cena's back.
Dun, 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 dun.
And guess what?
John Cena's back.
He's back. But guess what?
He
filtered.
Wanted a title shot.
He wanted one, and he talked Del Rio and the League Nations into a match. And he got what he wanted. And the thing about it is that, everybody was saying without John Cena, Raw is falling. Well, Raw was falling even when John Cena was there. John Cena left. It got a little worse. John Cena comes back. Same thing. They're booing him. The match to me with Del Rio, it was a slow-paced match. It seemed like everything Del Rio hit him with, Cena falls. He falls hard. He looked goofy falling. To me, it wasn't a real good match for a main event, for him to be coming back. I just didn't see it as a main event. It's just a typical John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio.
See, I didn't feel that way. I really enjoyed the match. Thought it was really, really good.
Cena had a little ring rust.
I do think that maybe you could have possibly made Cena's return a little bit bigger. It kind of went down how you expect it. John gets the upper hand. He hits AA. He makes a cover, new world champion. But nope, League of Nations come out after it looked like it was just going to be a one-on-one match. And
which we knew it wasn't.
Right, we knew that. And then they started getting the beat down on John a little bit. And next thing you know, here comes Rusev. And then there went Rusev as Roman Reigns made an appearance.
Yeah.
Through a vicious spear. He jumped.
He lipped him in. Well, he made him look good.
He did.
He made him look good, and that's what it's about, making the other opponent look good. But when he speared him, they both was up off the ground, and it was a good spear. And he comes out for a spear, but you would think that you would still see the world's heavyweight champion do more than just a spear and a super punch on Del Rio.
And then he gets chair. And
he's the chairman. The chairman, basically.
Right.
Well, that's about 3 weeks he's been beating people with chairs.
So he puts the chair into the back of Sheamus. Sheamus rolls out of the ring, and
it still wasn't a good. The match, it just wasn't there. It really wasn't. And I think it was pretty bad the way that that they booked Roman Reigns that night, because they really didn't book him.
Well, yeah.
They didn't show him off as being the world champion. You did it for Cena. You'd have brought Cena out with a promo earlier during the first half, and then you'd have brought him out in the main event. That's just the way and so if you're going to do it for Cena, then you got to do it for him. You got to build this man up because he's going to be your next champ. Well, he's your champion, but he's going to be the future, I guess, until Seth Rollins gets back. But did I say that?
And then all of a sudden,
Vince McMahon comes out.
Once
again, he got bailed.
He got bailed. He got bailed from... He got bailed from like something that didn't even look like a police station.
Yeah, it was like a warehouse or something with Pre Renee Young standing out there, and she said, "Mr. McMahon, can I get something from you? Yeah, get away from me!" You know what I'm saying? You had me come out all the way out there in the cold and freeze for you to tell me that? Oh no, I would have done it. But Vince comes back and he
had some surprising news.
Yeah, he said surprising. He said, "Hey, next week." On Monday Night Raw, you're going to put your belt up against Sheamus for the WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Sheamus looked excited.
Oh, yeah, he looked like, hey, I'm going to be becoming the champion. Not. But Vince also left something with everybody. And Roman Reigns. He said...
What he said was, there's going to be a special guest referee... And it's Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And then
he left the second.
Then he left second words. He said, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
To everybody.
Happy New Year.
To everybody.
Happy New Year.
To everyone.
It was crazy. He had just lost his mind.
He was psycho-ish. If you ask me.
He even scared me a little bit.
He did. I was about to call the real police, to be honest with you. I was scared to turn the TV off, thanks to him. But Vince gets into his characters. That's all I got to say. He get into his characters.
So next week, we got Roman Reigns, Sheamus, McMahon, special guest referee on the first showing of the new year on Monday Night Raw. And it's a good build-up.
It's a good build-up. I just hope it don't suck. Because we've seen these guys before. I really do. I hope it don't, and I hope that the only way it don't, Vince gets some involved. But as you was making a point when we had a discussion earlier, you saying that you hope they don't go that Stone Cold Steve Austin route. And me too. Try something new. Make something new happen. Make something new different. Make people be excited about something new instead of continue to see the same stuff over and over from the same people. You got to try something different, something new.
Which is perfect because we're going to try something new.
Oh, definitely.
We're going to go to Rico here, and he's going to tell us the 5 things that he enjoyed about this week's Raw.
Yeah, 5 things. But what? Yeah, no doubt. The first thing is Sasha Banks. Definitely. That's the first one. Definitely. Always. Second was Kevin Owens' attacks.
Okay.
That made Raw. Third one, The New Day.
The New Day?
The New Day. They were there. In promos. Perfect. Every single week. The fourth, the WWE Championship next week on Monday Night Raw. That's it. And the fifth, no Ascensions.
No Ascensions.
They didn't have it.
I'm
upset. If they were on there, they'd hit an A+ show. That's all I got to say. But no Ascensions. 5 good things to take away from Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. The only thing I put at it was R-Truth when he knocked himself out. That was probably my favorite part.
Woo! R-Truth knocked his career right to the floor. And that's exactly where it's going to spin a Rooney and Booker T. Ladies and gentlemen, excitement is not going to end because right after this, SmackDown recap.